Hey, welcome to CallScaler. In this video, I'm going to quickly walk through how everything works within this platform. First, I'm going to give a high-level overview, and then I'll go into each component itself so that you have a full understanding of how everything works. So just from a high-level perspective, the way that CallScaler works is you have phone numbers and you have call flows. You can either buy phone numbers within the platform, or if you already have existing phone numbers elsewhere, you can port them into CallScaler for free. What you'll do is you'll set up different phone numbers to track different marketing campaigns or sources, and then you'll attach each phone number to a call flow. Now, you can attach multiple phone numbers to the same call flow, which is nice because you may be tracking multiple marketing campaigns, but each one gets routed in the same way, so you just attach it to the same call flow. Now, I'll get into everything that you can do within a call flow, but essentially just know that this is the way that calls get routed. A lot of you guys are probably just going to do a forward call and that's it on your call flow, but if you want, you can do more advanced things, which I'll go over later. But just know that basically phone numbers are here to track different marketing campaigns, sources, or different clients. And then call flows are the way that those numbers get routed and you can attach phone numbers to call flows. That's essentially how CallScaler works. And to start, let's just explain how to buy a phone number. You can select if you want a local number or a toll-free number. And there's some different parameters where you can search for numbers, and let's just go ahead and search for an area code in 573 area code. Now you can select which number you want, click purchase, and then you have your first number. So that's how you buy phone numbers. And you can buy multiple at once if you're looking to get a variety of different phone numbers. Now, next thing that we're going to do is after you buy this, it's going to prompt you to set up your first call flow. And call flows are basically the way that you route and record and do everything with an incoming call. So let's go ahead and create our first call flow. I'm going to show you how this works. So it's pretty straightforward. When a new call is received, you can choose what you want to do. So first thing is greeting. This is whenever you want to set up like an automated greeting, and it could be text to speech, or you could upload an audio file of you talking into a microphone saying, hey, thanks for calling my company, or just some sort of greeting. You don't have to do it, but it is an option for you. Now, next is forward calls. This is going to be probably the most used thing that you're going to use. And you can forward a call to any number that's in the US or Canada right now. Now, this part right here, you can wait 20 seconds or up to 50 seconds to move on. So basically, this is how long the call is going to ring for before you move on to your next step within your call flow. So you can leave it at 20 seconds or put that up if you want it. Next is a voicemail. So you can, again, upload some audio or do text to speech. So you can just write what you want your voicemail to say. And then you can get an email notification with the voicemail recording link anytime a new voicemail is left. We can also do multi-ringing. So you can add up to 10 numbers separated by commas, and this will ring all of those numbers at once. And then the first person to answer the call gets the call. So that's simul ringing, and then round robin, you can evenly distribute calls between multiple recipients. So for example, if you put two numbers in there, the first call that comes into this call flow is going to go to that first number. Then next time someone calls, it's going to go to that second number. If you have a third number set up, the third one's going to go to that last number, and then it'll just cycle through that. Now, if you're not familiar with round robin or that doesn't apply to you, then you'll probably just stick with the forward call feature. So let's go ahead and just add an example call into this. Let's save it, and you can move on to the next part of your call flow. So for example, if you want to do a forward call, and then if they don't answer after 20 seconds, they go to a voicemail, you can do that. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, next over here is some different options that you have within your call flow. So you can choose to record calls or not. You can add a recording disclaimer, and you might want to check with your local laws to see if you need to put this recording disclaimer. I would just do it to be safe. Just say this call may be recorded for quality assurance or whatever. Next is forward SMS via email. So any SMS messages that come in, you can send them to an email address. You can add a whisper message. So let's say an incoming call is coming through and you answer the phone, you're going to hear a whisper message before the call gets connected to that person. So it's a good way to, like if you're working with clients, you can kind of give them the whisper message that this call is coming from, X agency or whatever your agency is. And it lets the client know that that's where that call is coming from. You can also just add custom information in there based on like whatever marketing campaign you're doing so that it gives context before the call. So that's what a whisper message is. Next is a missed call notification. So whenever a missed call comes through, you can send an email address a notification that the call was missed, and it's a good way to follow up with missed calls. Next is email call details. So after a call is completed, you can email the details afterwards, and there's some options there to do that. Advanced settings. So press 1 to connect. This is basically a way to filter out robocalls. So it'll basically require the person calling to press 1 to connect call to the customer. So that's one option. And then the next is MP3 files. So if you don't want to have that text-to-speech robot voice, you can actually upload your own custom audio here for that press 1 to connect. Okay, next, tracking number caller ID. So what this does is that this will show your CallScaler number as the caller ID instead of the caller's number. This is helpful in a variety of situations. If you're receiving a call and you just always want to see that it's a call that's coming through CallScaler, you can just enable that. Now, if you want to add numbers to this call flow, this is how you make it work. So let's say you bought a number and you set up your call flow. You need to add your number to the call flow. Otherwise, the call flow will not work. So you'll see your available numbers here, and you can just add that directly into the call flow, and it'll show up. Okay, so that's call flows. I'm going to go ahead and delete that. Calls, this is where you're going to see a list of all of your calls. Anytime you get a new inbound call, you can listen to the recording, see who called. And if you want more data about who is calling, like the name of the person calling and stuff like that, you can enable extra caller data. It's $1.50 per call, and this will give you extra data about every call that comes through, and you'll see it in your call logs. Text messages, this is where you're going to see all of the list of text messages that have come in to any of the numbers that you own. Voicemails, this is where you can listen to voicemails. All right, now for users, this is a really powerful feature where you can add different users into your account and actually assign certain numbers to them. So if we create a new user, you can give them access to all the numbers or specific numbers and choose which numbers they want. You can add a client, a manager, or a member. The differences are that the client can view data only. They can't create or delete or edit anything, so they can't look at call flows or see anything like that. A manager has full access to the account without any limitations. And then the member, same thing, but they don't have billing capabilities. So those are the three differences between all of the roles. And if you add in a client, let me show you what a client account looks like. We can log in. This will let you view their account, which is pretty helpful. But this is what the client will see is the dashboard set up specifically for the numbers that you give them access to. And then they can view calls, they can look at text messages, listen to voicemails, stuff like that. And yeah, that's essentially what a client account is. You can click to return to your own account, but that is helpful to be able to see what the user sees. Lastly, for add-ons, you can enable different add-ons and use each one individually. So call transcription, very straightforward, transcribes your calls, and you can see that directly within your call log. Google Sheets, this will connect to Google Sheets and list all of your calls in a Google Sheet. So if you want to run some automations through Zapier, or do you want to share a Google Sheet with your clients, there's a variety of different options where you can use Google Sheets as your preferred add-on. But that is it in terms of features. Now I'm going to go over the dashboard. So dashboard, you're going to quickly see the calls today, calls last 7 days and last 30 days. And you can see different trends here, which is really, really helpful. So you can see, okay, we had 29% less calls today than yesterday, or 9% less calls in the last 7 days compared to the 7 days prior to that. But this is super helpful, and you can filter down and see all the calls that are coming in for specific numbers as well, or a specific group of numbers. So you can do that right within the dashboard. Now, CallScaler works on a billing system where you have your account balance right here, and you can add funds. And so you just enter your recharge amount and click add funds, and that'll add more funds into your account. So anytime a If you're getting low, it'll also auto top you up, which you can set up in your settings here. You can set your auto recharge amount and your low balance threshold. So what this means is it's going to charge you $20 if you get below $5 in your account. And that's basically what that means. So you can set up those settings there. And that's pretty much it for CallScaler. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to support and we'll be happy to help you out. But thanks for watching and we'll talk to you soon. See ya.